Hi everyone, this is Jeannie and welcome back to my channel. Today I thought it'd be fun to color just a little bit, keeping this a short video today. Color a little bit in this book. It's 50 Stylish Mandalas by Kameliya Angelkova. It's a new book to me, and I had watched a completed flip through, a completed book flip through by Sassy Coloring. And oh my gosh, it was beautiful. I never thought I was a mandala sort of person. I thought it was just like too intricate, and I just didn't see myself coloring in it. But when I saw her completed video, I thought, you know what, I really want to try that. And I think what appealed to me is it was neither too easy or too intricate, which I think I was always worried about before. So it sort of seems to be the right pace for me as a new colorist. Excuse me, I'm not a new colorist, but new to mandalas. So yeah, so that is what we're doing today. And the other thing I wanted to do is I had watched Erica from Elm Colors. Her last video was really cool. She did a coloring tag that was coloring memories tag. And in that, she basically went back and she, posed questions, and she answered, questions about her childhood and, how she felt coloring and different fun little stories. Gosh, the coolest thing was she even had some of her childhood coloring books, which, oh my goodness, I was just shocked to see that, and it really warmed my heart. So thank you so much, Erica, for sharing your memories. It was really a lot of fun. So I thought I would do the same thing. Being that I have a new channel, you don't know much about me, so I thought, you know what, this would be a good way of kind of filling in some of the gaps maybe. So here we go. So the first question on her list was, did you have a favorite coloring book or books as a child? I don't really think that I did, but I do have a vivid memory of coloring in Snow White and also in Peter Pan. So fun to be able to color all the little blankets, the little beds, and I don't know, it was just sort of a peek into their magical little world, I felt like. And so yeah, that was fun. But yeah, Peter Pan, I remember having the book. I have a couple little, I love Tinkerbell. I can, remember a little bit about that, but not much. But on a side note, I did have a Peter Pan lunchbox. Don't ask me why. You would think that I would have had like some pretty little princess, like, like you do, but no, Peter Pan. And the only thing I can think of is that it might have been a hand-me-down. I can't imagine that I would have picked that for myself. So it was either on sale or it was a hand-me-down from my brother. My brother is the next closest to me in age, of us 5 kids. So yeah, maybe. Let's see. Next question. What was your go-to art supply as a child? Yeah, it was, of course, Crayola crayons. I imagine that's the same for a lot of us. But unlike a lot of you who had that pristine box of 64 crayons with the sharpener and, everything was in perfect color order. No. That is not my experience. What we had was this great big tin, great big round tin full of crayons just dumped in it. None of them were sharp. We didn't even have a crayon sharpener, so forget about that. So they were all those like little rounded edges instead of the point at the end of the crayon. You could never, probably the paper, the color was worn off the paper, as the crayons rubbed up against each other. So you couldn't exactly see what the name of the crayon was. That was another thing I remember. Yeah, if you needed a specific color, oh, heaven help you, because, it was going to be a chore to find that specific color. Yeah, I remember like black, black crayon was always like, where in the heck is this one crayon? And yeah, so that was fun. But yeah, again, with a big family like that, we, these were passed down, amongst all of them. I'm pretty sure they were the original crayons that, my eldest sister had, So yeah, it was kind of funny. But I also remember the smell of those crayons. So you open up the lid, and by the way, you like prying off the lid was like an act of Congress to get the lid off. Usually I'd have to get somebody to help me pry it off. Once you do that, the overwhelming, beautiful smell of Crayola crayons. I do remember that. That was just so much fun to smell that Crayola smell. Yeah, that's a memory that takes me back. Let's see here. Did you color or draw more as a child? Definitely I colored more. Yeah, I didn't really start drawing until I was an adult, I want to say. I mean, and even at that, I enjoy it, but I don't spend a lot of time doing it. This next one, do you have a favorite coloring memory as an adult or as a child? This is interesting. This is a long time ago. I remember staying with my dad and my stepmom, and I was teaching a little Sunday school class, and I want to think the kids were maybe like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years old, something like that. And my big thing with teaching this class is I always wanted visual aids for the kids. So whenever you would like tell the stories or give the lesson, I always wanted there to be interaction with the kids. And so I made these clip art things. This was before the age of, being able to print out clip art from, the computer. That was way before this. So I had some clip art books, believe it or not, and I would copy those off, and I would sit down with my dad and my stepmom, and we would color these people and animals, just different things, and with colored pencils. And by the way, they were the Prang colored pencils, I remember, and I wish I had those now, but they disappeared in a move, but those would have been fun to have. But anyway, we would color these little figures, and then I would glue them onto like cardstock or a file folder, that type of thing, and cut them out. And then I had these little figures for storytelling. But what was really cool is my dad was sort of a tough cookie, and I don't ever remember as a child him doing anything like that, but he did sit down as an adult and color with me, and we did it like night after night after night, and it was just so much fun, and it really enabled me to see a softer side of him that I just really loved, so that's a special memory, especially since he's no longer with us. So yeah, that was fun. Let's see, what else do we have? What was your first adult coloring book? My first adult coloring book, I had a compilation book that I got at Barnes and Noble of, lots of different things. But I'll say that the first real coloring book that I had was this one, Jasmine Beckett Griffith coloring book, a fantasy art adventure. I remember seeing someone color in this on YouTube, and I'll talk about that in a minute. And I thought it was just like so cool. And yeah, it was just so neat to get this in the mail, from Amazon, and I just felt like such a big girl, being able to have my very own special adult coloring book. That's a cool memory. What was your first adult coloring supply? It was Prisma Premier, the 150 set. I figured, I might as well do it upright. So that's what I did, and I'm really glad I did. And I think that's why to this day I'm still a Prisma girl, because that's how I learned to color, and they've served me well, so I will stick with those puppies. They're awesome. How did you get into adult coloring? I'll say this was at work. in a roundabout sort of way. At the time, it wasn't really quote unquote adult coloring books or, you know, adult coloring. It was really before that. But I had a phone job, and we would, in our downtime, like as we were on hold or whatnot, we would grab these kids' coloring books and, okay, here it goes, the brand new 64 or whatever, you know, box of Crayola crayons. So I did actually finally get to enjoy those. But yeah, we would keep those in our little cubicles, and if it was a particularly stressful day, I would color. And I've quickly found that it was just a way for me to relax and de-stress. It was interesting. And I found that it just would, I think because I would tilt my head to the side a little bit as I colored, that gentle pull would just sort of relieve the tension in my neck. And it was sort of a little baby miracle. And yeah, I really was happy to find that. So from there, I don't know. I was at Barnes and Noble one day, and I thought, you know, I wonder what I can find here. And they actually had adult coloring books, and it was the first I had ever heard of it, and that's how I got started. Let's see. Who was your first YouTube colorist? Oh, yes, that is Dede Willingham. Oh my goodness. I remember looking up, you know, coloring, and she was the first one that popped up, and I couldn't believe how good she was. She made those pages come to life like nobody's business. And the other thing I learned, I had no idea that you could use acrylic paints, watercolors, you know, markers, whatever. And whoa, that was very enlightening, and all the shading and everything she did. Yeah, she really, I'll say she really taught me a lot, and she really made me appreciate awesome colorists like herself. Yeah, that was awesome. I'm so glad I had found her. Let's see, what was the first page you remember being really proud of? Well, back to the same book by Jasmine Beckett Griffith. I went ahead and I marked this, but I started coloring in 2017, but so you can see the date on this is 2018. But I remember this is the first time I thought, you know, this is all right. I did okay. Got the stickles going on, and you know, whatever. But yeah, I just really was pleased with this one. So yeah, it was fun. Let's see. Next one. Oh, question number 10. What made you think, yes, I am absolutely an adult colorist? Well, I'd have to say just the fact that I could not stop coloring. That is like all I wanted to do. So yeah, I'd have to say, hands down, this is my jam, you know. The bonus question is, who in the coloring community do you remember reaching out to you and making you feel included? Again, that would be Dede Willingham. And yeah, she was so kind. I received artwork. Actually, let me move this coloring book out of the way. Some beautiful artwork. I mean, you know how she, oh, she's just amazing. So, you know, I just loved getting things in the mail from her. So she sent me that. She had sent me this, and this is, looks like that was 2018, I think it says. But I think this is a coloring page that she did, and then she scaled it down, you know, to send out to subscribers. Another one, this is from Japanese Girls, it looks like. Wow, I mean, she is the woman, isn't she? And then another one from Japanese Girls. So, you know, and then I got a couple of cards and things as well. So that really helped me to feel included. And I'm kind of quiet and reserved by nature. So it's new to me to be reaching out and trying to do YouTube videos. I just really love the community and wanted to participate, but she was the biggest inspiration on that. So I think I'll go ahead and wrap this up. I want to go ahead and tag Anne Hatfield, who's one of my favorite colorists, along with Colored by Maya. She's another one that I just dearly love. So if, ladies, if you've already done this, I'm you know, excuse me, or if you don't feel like playing along with the tag, that's fine as well, don't worry about it. But once again, thank you so much to Erica at Elm Colors for putting this together. This was a lot of fun, walking down memory lane, and so really, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye, everyone.